Yo, this is Afro, a.k.a. All Flows Reach Out, and you're listening to Built for This Network. Yes, sir. From the building, stay. Bomb.
Yo, this is Big Illinois 73, host of the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time on the Built for This Network. Check us out. Hosted by yours truly, with my panel, my fam. We got the sister Kim Webb, the brother Dre MC1, the brother Anuliel, and the brother HRap B. No topic is off limit. We laugh and joke. We get serious. Try to be informative. Check us out. Once again, that's the Backyard Podcast, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Let's go.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, family and friends. I'm your minister of wellness. In today's wellness segment, we're going to do another entry and let food be thy medicine, medicine be thy food, another powerful herb of our creator. This is our medicine. It is our medicine. And one of the herbs that I'm talking about is blessed thistle. So let's talk about the benefits of blessed thistle. First of all, just to give you some history, it is said to obtain this name from his wonderful reputation as a heal-all. It was even purported to have cured the plague during the Middle Ages. According to herbalist Stephen, horn thistles are warrior plants by nature. They are difficult to eradicate, hard to dig up, and resistant to herbicides. Although neither gentle nor friendly, he believes that they are here for our benefit. They're very edible, making them an outstanding survival food, and they have powerful medicinal properties for your liver, especially for the liver, which is an organ that defends our bloodstream against toxins. It's very, very important, brothers and sisters, to keep your liver detox. Now, it stimulates the production of bile. That's what blessed thistle does, which assists in detoxification of the liver. This in turn leads to a decrease in symptoms associated with poor liver function, such as fatigue, loss of appetite, nausea, and brain fog. This liver supportive herb is often recommended to people who need to regain their appetite when recovering from illnesses or from certain treatments known to cause a loss of appetite. The above mentioned stimulation of bile will in turn stimulate the production of gastric juices and saliva, and this will help with your digestive health. This allows the body to digest fat more effectively, thus reducing cholesterol and helping to prevent gallstones. Blessed thistle is also high in sesquiterpene lactones, such as niacin. These lactones are reported to stimulate digestive activity by increasing the secretion of digestive enzymes, which leads to improved digestion and appetite. Blessed thistle, again, the medicine foods of our creator, brothers and sisters. It never cease to amaze me, the extraordinary health benefits. I can go on and on and on. And it's just so sad, again, whenever I do these videos, the insane food zombies, you all know what I'm going to say. There's nothing to eat. We can't eat nothing, and everything's polluted, and we might as well just eat what we want because we're going to die anyway. And here I am going over one herb that has all of these benefits that will take me 3 hours to go over. Blessed thistle also is antimicrobial. It helps your body battle infections Some studies have shown them to be effective against several strains of deadly antibiotic resistant bacteria, anti-inflammatory. It can help to decrease or completely cease inflammation, in addition to being, again, a remedy for infections. That's because of the medicines that it contains, the anti-inflammatory medicines. And then it also it can possibly increase your breast milk. Okay, now that's still under study right now, but it has been used for that. Be very careful with these herbal extracts. The blessed thistle is found in the female hormonal balance. This is a herbal extract specifically for you women to help you all with having a healthy menstruation, healthy post-menopause life, balancing your hormones, period. This blessed thistle is in this along with other very powerful. You want to be very careful. That's why they come in these small bottles. Just one drop with or without food is good enough. So blessed thistle with all these benefits is contained in the female hormonal balance herbal extract. You can find it at the ministerofwellness.com, ministerofwellness.com, or call 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026. Of course, I have other powerful herbal extracts, books, DVDs, supplements. Just go there, take a look, and make an investment in your health. If you need help placing an order, any questions, comments, or concerns, 888-847-8026, 888-847-8026. Same number to call to book a consultation for 2021 and onward, 888-847-8026. Join the Facebook group, I Can Be Healthy, Will Be Healthy, Must Be Healthy. Facebook page, The Minister of Wellness, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, The Minister of Wellness, my social media pages. Make a donation if you're able to, theministerofwellness.com/give. That's your official donation page, theministerofwellness.com/give. Make a tax-deductible donation on the page. I also have all the other ways you can donate listed on that page and in the description box and pinned comment section of this video. I know we will. I know you will. Live a long life in excellent health. It will be yours.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. Welcome to the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel. What would the world be like without black inventors? The inventor of the cell phone is Henry Sampson Jr. Sampson was an American from Jackson, Mississippi. He attended Morehouse College and transferred to Purdue. He received an MS in engineering from the University of California. He was awarded an MS in nuclear engineering from Illinois and his PhD from Illinois. Sampson is the first African American to receive a PhD in nuclear engineering. In 1971, Sampson was awarded a patent for the gamma electric cell. This technology was used in the creation of the cell phone, and without it, cell phones could not have been created. In 2008, Dr. Sampson was honored among 20 chemical engineers in other pursuits. He is also the recipient of a variety of awards, including the Atomic Energy Commission's Award 1964-1967, the Black Image Award from Aerospace Corporation in 1982. In addition to his work in the engineering fields, Dr. Sampson was a writer, a film historian, and documentary film producer who focused on the African American presence in film and the entertainment industry. He has written 5 books about the portrayal of African Americans in movies, cartoons, and on radio. Sampson was married to Laura Hozell Young Sampson, a professor at California State University in San Bernardino, California. On July 6, 1971, Henry T. Sampson invented the gamma electric cell, which pertains to nuclear reactor use. According to Dr. Sampson, the gamma electric cell, patent on July 6, 1971, patent number 3591860, produces stable high voltage outputs and currents to detect radiation in the ground. If it wasn't for Dr. Henry T. Sampson, we wouldn't have cell phone technology today. Isn't it funny how the mainstream media hasn't made him an icon based on this invention? Cellular phoning has spawned a multi-trillion-dollar industry and has freed tens of millions of people, both at home, at work, and school, to communicate anywhere, anytime. Mobile communication took a big step forward in 1983 with the invention of the cellular system regulating the portable phones, which use radio waves to transmit and receive audio signals. And we barely even know his name. Before this time, mobile telephone service in the United States consisted mainly of car phones. This was extremely limited because of metropolitan areas had only one antenna for these purposes. In addition, the Federal Communications Commission assigned only 12 to 24 frequencies to each area, which meant that only that many calls could occur at a time. These limitations often meant a wait of up to 30 minutes for a dial tone and a 5 to 10 year wait just to acquire the service. With the invention of the cellular phone service in 1983, the personal communications no longer depended on wires. In the 1990s, it will become possible to connect to the internet from virtually anywhere in the world using a portable computer and a cellular modem with satellite service. The technologies that develop from different fields such as personal communication, computation, and space exploration often work together to serve the constantly evolving human needs of the information age. Although Dr. Henry T. Sampson Jr. is not well known, he has certainly left his mark on the universe with an invention that is virtually used by billions of people around the world today. So, Dr. Henry T. Sampson Jr., we at the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel pay homage to you for your great invention that has brought the world closer together. Mr. Sampson, we say thank you.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, thou art rich.
Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, a man got fucked. That's the story of black people in America. Shit, you all don't know you black yet. You think you just people. Let me be the first to tell you that you are all black. The moment these Dutch motherfuckers set foot here and decided they white, and you get to be black, and that's the nice name they call you, let me paint a picture of what's waiting for you on the shore. You arrive in America, land of opportunity, milk and honey, and guess what? You all get to be slaves, split up, sold off, and worked to death The lucky ones get Sunday off to sleep and fuck and make more slaves and all for what? For cotton, indigo, for a fucking purple shirt. The only good news is the tobacco your grandkids are gonna farm for free is gonna give a shitload of these white motherfuckers cancer. And I ain't even started yet. 100 years later, you're fucked. 100 years after that, fucked. 100 years after you get free, you still getting fucked out of job and shot at by police. You see what I'm saying? This guy gets it. I like him. He's getting angry. Angry is good. Angry gets shit done.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon. Depending upon where you are, that is appropriate. I am HRap. We are listening to Build and Destroy. We are on Built for This Network. This is the end of the bench. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to Built for This Network. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you need be. The information is at HRap_B. HRAP_B. And again, you can find us. This is a podcast, as I say every week. This is a podcast. And why I say that every week is because you cannot miss this show. All you can do is not listen to the live recording, but you can always go back and find us at Spreaker.com under Built for This Network. You can find us on YouTube, Built for This Network, or The End of the Bench. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Built for This Network, Spotify, Built for This Network, iHeartRadio, the same, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, or wherever you find your podcast to download and listen. Again, thank you for tuning in, and as I do every week, I'm going to acknowledge my ancestors as well as the members of my family who are here to support me. If you are connected to the family with the last name Whitmore, Pollard, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Chris, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, and you already know me and my pops. We make up the Williams clan, and we are in the building. Thank you for clicking the link. Thank you for hitting the like. And if at all possible, use the share feature to share on your social media, whether it be Twitter or Facebook. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in, chime in, and be a part of the conversation. Please do that as soon as possible. That way, not only you can get this information, you can share that you have this information. Thank you for being a background listener. If you're listening and you don't want to participate in the show and you just have your ears on, thank you for doing so. And super thank you to all the people who chose to click the link, create a profile, and come in the chat room and engage. It is truly appreciated. Thank you again. Allow me to get this show on the road. It has been a very, very, very interesting week here in America. It's going to be fun talking about it. Hopefully, get a little engaging with the chat room, and hopefully this information that you'll receive from me will be enlightening and put you in a situation to whereas you are called You're listening to the call of action. Now, first and foremost, we're living in strange times. Strange times, you see a lot of things that's going on, and you don't know what's happening. None of us really knows what's happening. All we can do is guess. A lot of people call themselves conspiracy theorists, and I used to do the same. I used to call myself a conspiracy theorist because, it's a conspiracy, it's a worldwide conspiracy. People are conspiring against me and people that look like me to separate us and things of that nature. I don't think it's a conspiracy. Some people in on the fight, other people against the fight. You know what I mean? It is a situation to whereas you are in clear and present danger because of how you look, and other people are in on the heist. Some people are in on the heist and don't like that cut, so they pretend to create alliances. But if they have the opportunity to be a part of the quote-unquote conspiracy or be in the light, they'll do it, whether they look like you or not. Point blank, period. So, why did I bring this up? It's because the more I read, the more I realize we are in the midst of something that is wicked. And I know, a lot of people tuned out right there. Oh, man, he talking to church stuff. Nah, I'm not talking about church stuff. There's negative energy in the universe. And some people are down with the negative energy, And if you want to use things like the devil and God to be a part of the conversation, look at it this way. A lot of people praise God for their blessings and the good things that happen to them, and damn the devil. Okay, if we're going to use those 2 points of entry, what I want people to realize is this then. If you are using those 2 entities, that means this dude that y'all call the devil, he blesses his soldiers too. So, me personally, I choose to look at it like this. There's a balance in the universe. If you used to be on the dark side and you move away from it, then it's a void on that side. That negative energy is pulling certain people into it or trying to pull you back into it to maintain that balance. If you want it to be an imbalance, then you just got to keep fighting on your side to be righteous or right or do the things that you need to do to ensure that people on your team stay that way. Right? Artificial intelligence is one of the tools that I think people in my community need to be aware of. Artificial intelligence is starting to get scary. It was announced this week that AI, first and foremost, face recognition software is faulty when it comes to Nubian people or people of color or whatever you want to call us, the black man, the Negro, whatever terminology you use to describe people of African descent. It is faulty. There are people being arrested erroneously and being incarcerated using face recognition software, and they are continuing with the process to move forward with this technology. Thing is, you don't hear about it because municipalities are using it without any knowledge. Here's a news flash. It was in this newspaper that it was this news article that I read on, from this paper I read on a regular basis, and they talked about how this AI, artificial intelligence, is being used and disseminated through police departments throughout the nation, and they're using this information and this software to arrest your brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, or friends, and you don't even know that they're using it. And they know it's faulty, and you know it's faulty, and everybody involved know that this is an imperfect science, but they continue to use it. And guess what? There's no oversight committee for it. There is nobody watching this to make sure that it looks that way. That it's working this way. If you don't understand what I'm saying, if you get a chance, watch the movie Minority Report, in which these people are using science and technology to predict crimes, and if you're thinking about committing a crime, they come get you. It's not that severe, but when you're using face recognition software on people that is faulty on, that means somebody that looks like you will commit a crime, and they'll come get you, and they'll say they use this traditional police work to come get you. I believe they use that software to arrest a lot of our young brothers and sisters during this uprising over the summer, because it was amazing here in Chicago. Y'all keep hearing about Manny Moe and Jack get shot every week. You never see any arrest about that. But when they start destroying property and going into the Nike and Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all these other stores, taking goods, somehow, some way, they want you to believe, well, we just used the video cameras. I don't believe that. That's a theory. I'm believing they use the face recognition software. Because if y'all got cameras that can catch people in the midst of a chaotic situation, then why ain't these murders getting solved? See, that's nonsense. And then this foolish story that was put out that Big Illinois covered on his show, talking about it was a mass text and everybody met up at one place, and that's how we knew. How the hell did you know this mass text was taking place? If I text anybody in this chat room, who the hell know I'm texting? I could text somebody. If I have your number, I could text you, I'm going to kill you. How does Mayor Lightfoot know I text you that if you're not A, using artificial intelligence to track everything that I do, or B, just waited around that person's house to see me and recognize my face with the software and say, here it is. There are little indications when you watch these propaganda shows, like one of the ones I like, Chicago PD. It's propaganda. But the thing is, they are literally letting you know that there are cops out here kicking people's ass, jacking you up in the basement, chained to the thing, and then they make these guys heroes. That's propaganda. If you understand what I mean, it's propaganda for cops. But you so busy, boy, Hank, that boy Hank is high, homeboy is pretty cool, and the lady crazy. But you're not realizing they desensitizing you to police brutality, unlawful techniques, and things of that nature. And then when you see them in real life, you're thinking, that's normal. But it's not normal. They're using technology and they're using physical force against you, and it's going to destroy you ultimately. But we thinking it's just TV. I will continue to reference this book that I read 29 years ago. And it said, watch television and movies. They are used to desensitize you to what's going on. I just so happened to go see Total Recall 3 or 4 years later. And it was this one scene in Total Recall that continues to stick out of my mind when this man stuck his hand in the door in a machine, and they used his handprint to open up a door. Big Illinois is in the chat room. 6-8 months later, they were using it in our apartment complex to get in and to get out. Nobody thought anything of it, but this is the type of thing that's being used every day to gain more and more control over your life. And when you give up these liberties and when you continue to be desensitized to what's going on around you, next thing you know, as we say here in Chicago, you find yourself in the trick bag. You find yourself in a pile of nonsense that you really didn't anticipate coming, or you saw it coming, but you really didn't see it coming. It's the unseen hand. It's the bait and switch. It's whatever terminology you choose to use when you describe these situations. That's what it is. So what we need to do is control what we're doing. Control what we're doing on these social media outlets. I know people listen to this show. I know other people I know it's some rich and powerful people listen to this show. But what I want you to do, if you're a brother or sister who got a whole lot of money, or you have an eye for technology, I'm going to need you to create something that is parallel to Facebook, parallel to Instagram, parallel to Twitter, so we can engage on this. The reason I need those things is because there's this thing, and you heard me speak about it about a month ago, called an algorithm. This is why you can, if you're using your phone right now or your computer to listen to this or whatever, you can go to Google. Google the most obscure thing you can think of. Brand new socks. Drawers with the hole in the back. Any silly, foolish thing. As a matter of fact, or do something specific. Look up, like Cher want to Aston Martin. Look up Aston Martin. Google it. Go to the Aston Martin website. And then what I want you to do is go to Instagram, go to Twitter, go to Facebook. And you will see something about Aston Martin on your page. If they can do that, because, you click those, you just agreed to these, right? You just told them it's cool for them to sell your information on the internet. And that's why Mark Zuckerberg has more money than Warren Buffett right now. During this pandemic, Mark Zuckerberg has passed Warren Buffett in the wealth category. I'm going to say that again because you need to understand how much money that is. To pass Warren Buffett, one of the most successful men in the history of the earth. Mark Zuckerberg, since 2004, no college degree, no significant wealth in his family, no hit the lottery, no anything. He has passed Warren Buffett, who's been making money since the late 60s. And he passed him. A third of these Jeff Bezos, a third of these billionaires, these new billionaires, a third of their wealth has been added to their portfolio since we've been in the house fighting away a virus or staying out of the way of a virus because they know how to market you now. And that's what, when you put a picture of yourself up, that's used for the AI that I was telling you about, this face recognition thing. Because they keep using your face and working on it until they can identify you. Because every time you put a picture of you up on Instagram, here's another shot at HRap. Here's another shot at HRap. I rarely do it, but I do it. But I ain't doing nothing nefarious. So I really don't have anything to worry about. But here's another shot at HRap. Here's another shot at Rated Care. Here's another shot at this guy. Here's another shot at that guy. Understand this is happening. And once you understand that it's happening, then you can do something to fight it. And what you do to fight it is either change and go pivot, full stop, and go into another direction. Or you engage as little as possible, put as little information on these social media outlets as humanly possible. Because, look, this thing was designed to be fun. I enjoy it by and large. I really do. I enjoy the whole thing by and large. Every once in a while, something happens on social media that makes me roll my eyes and go, really? Are you serious? And then I disengage. I do most of my social media, engaging on Twitter. Because that's where I live, It's a lot of fun. I engage with a lot of different cultures, people from all over the world. It's a bunch of nice people on there. It's a bunch of jackasses on there too. But in my experience, the jackasses, I don't really engage with those people because the one good thing about an algorithm only guides people who do what you do towards you. So I put a lot of hip hop on there. I speak about being proud of who I am, and I offer my opinions, and those are the kind of people I engage with. The Beehive and all the rest of that stuff, I really don't do that, because that's not my lane, and I don't have, a lot of people run into a lot of foolishness with that, so I don't have to deal with that, but I still want you guys to understand, you're being watched at all time, and the information that you're putting up there to share with your friends and family, this information is being shared to people who may or may not mean any good by people that look like me and you or other people as well. See, because that's something else that the United States is good at. Divide and conquer. They get you to believe one thing, they get somebody else to believe something. Both things are a lie. and then nobody's looking in the middle for the actual truth. So I need you to start paying attention to this, because at the end of the day, your life and freedoms are being embarked upon. They're being infringed upon. And if you don't know it, you'll continue to let it happen and don't do anything to enhance those things. Am I saying never post anything on social media so the boogeyman won't get you? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there is a boogeyman and he means you no good and you need to do something about it. He won't kill you, but your liberties are being stripped away. And then if you continue to let it happen, that's what's going to happen. The second thing on my agenda is verbiage. Our brother Barack Obama. The brother Barack Obama, some people love him, some people hate him, some people see him as a hero, some people see him as a disguised villain. I'm indifferent about the brother Barack Obama. First and foremost, our brother Barack Obama is a politician. That's his chosen field to engage in. He said at some point in his life, at one point he was running with the ancestor Harold Washington, and then running with the brother Baba Jeremiah Wright, and other people who are in power here in Chicago, Illinois. And he decided he wanted to run for office, and he was running it. He ran a couple races, lost miserably, and then he continued to gain power as a community organizer. And then he decided to go into politics. People assume that Barack Obama should have did this and did that, and he did that. I had zero expectations of one Barack Hussein Obama, because I understand that the United States of America is a settler project or a criminal enterprise, whichever way you want to look at it. And I just didn't have any faith in anything. I didn't think he would sell us out. I didn't think he would do anything nefarious, and I didn't think he was going to get every black man a slave and a bed wench and act every black woman a foot rubber and a back rubber and anything women like. No, I didn't think he was going to do that. I do have a problem with some of the things that he says. Whereas this thing that I'm speaking of makes total sense, but I'm just tired of him saying it. Sometimes it could be a great message delivered. I just don't want you to say it. And what I mean by that is, Brother Obama, man, and I'm going to say Brother Obama because I don't mean that brother any ill will. Brother Obama kind of annoyed me this week when he came out with this defund the police statement. And before I make the statement I'm about to make, I'm going to tell you this. I'm in total agreement with what he's saying. I agree with every single solitary word that he said. But two things can be right, as Shannon Sharp always said. The brother Obama, he said, man, we can have all these slogans and things, and there's a lot of stuff being said that are beneficial. But if you really want them to be beneficial, maybe you should consider changing the verbiage. Defund the police. It automatically throws people on edge. And if you don't want to throw people on edge and have a lot of opposition, maybe you should change the verbiage, and then you'll get further. Do you understand I agree with everything he said? Yes, indeed, I do. But, there's a but coming. I'm tired. I ain't tired. I'm not tired. I'm tired of always adjusting how I feel and what I say so other folks can feel comfortable. I am tired of that, man. To quote the great ancestor Fannie Lou Hamer, and I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of that, man. Brother Obama is 100% correct. If you start saying reallocate funds from the police, if you start saying reinvest, refund the community, people some of those people who are opposed and some of the stupid people, they're not uninformed, they're not ignorant, they're not anything but flat, buck naked stupid. Because if you don't understand this after somebody explains it to you, or the moment somebody says something to you, you automatically engage and now you oppose because this person said it, blah, blah, blah. Or the doofus that I listen to don't agree with that. Oh my, the boogeyman is coming. If you have that type of mentality, or in simple terms, if you listen to respond and not listen to understand, then you're stupid. Back to the point. He's right. If we start saying reallocate funds, we need to reinvest in social services. We need to reinvest in communities. We need to reinvest, and then that way it wouldn't be such a large burden placed on the police. You would get further. But seeing how, according to the propaganda of the United States of America, this is the most developed country in the world, seeing how people come from lands far away, from all over North and South America, all over Central America, from Europe, Africa, Asia, the South Pacific, to come here and get educated. That means the people who are here should have the ability to listen, process, understand, and understand the allocation of funds to other services that don't need a person running in the midst of this with a weapon drawn that could potentially hurt you. Then, and only then, can we be called a non-stupid nation. Because this is stupid. So, but the reason I'm sick of Obama saying it is because they put our brother in front of us in hopes to calm down the angry Negroes, to put a muzzle on us, because they know by and large this is a very popular man in our community. He's a hero to a lot of people in the community. And if he can calm them down, then we can continue to run this flim-flam. But I'm not here for the calm down or the flim-flam anymore. I'm going to need you to take a back seat, and I'm going to kick you in your head later on in the show, Brother Obama, because you need to be kicked in the head. But at this juncture, I'm not going to kick you. I'm not going to kick you yet, but you will be getting kicked. Now, with that being said, what we need to do is continue our foot 10 toes down, pedal to the metal with this defunding of the police. And so this won't be misconstrued like the conversation with the Black Lives Matter thing. Black Lives Matter is not a community violence organization. Black Lives Matter is it was a cry that started after senseless murders by unarmed people from our community. And that's how that started. Because I'm tired of our brothers and sisters. Every time somebody get murdered in our neighborhood, I thought Black Lives Matter. What I'm going to need my brothers and sisters to understand is this. Because you don't see other cultures, violence sprayed about the TV every day, doesn't mean we have the exclusive patent on violence in each community. And please stop saying, well, it could go down. First of all, until you start going all over the city in which you live in and starting arguments with strangers, then if you don't realize that you've never done that, then you'll realize the reason black people hurt other black people is because of things like redlining, things like hurting our communities into certain areas of each city and things of that nature. If you don't understand white supremacy, you'll never understand black on black violence, period. Because it's not about who you look like, it's about who you live near. If everybody lived in the multicultural community, then everybody, the whole this on that crime would dissipate or be greatly reduced, because you would have people, then you would get it. I don't want you to hurt anybody, but you would get into altercations from people from other cultures. So, with that being said, back to this defund the police situation. Largest police force in the United States of America spends $5 billion on policing with very few social services people available. How is it that we have cops on standby to shoot somebody? And if you don't believe this, all I would do is take you back to 1984. Student named Victor Wilson and Miss Joyce Jonathan class, music class at Westerhouse Vocational High School. I was a freshman. I don't know how this came up, but Miss Jonathan said, "What's the job of the police?" 14-year-old Victor said, "To shoot people." So if that was in 1984, and here we are 36 years later, how are we having the same issues? So what we need to do is reallocate some of these funds to after-school programs. Reallocate some of these funds to seeing how you have 3 shifts of cops, 8-hour shifts, first 8 hours of the day, second 8 hours of the day, third 8 hours a day. You need to have 1 or 2 social services people for those calls in these major cities. Because if you're having someone who's having a mental episode, you don't need somebody rushing in, prepared to engage like they did in Philadelphia, like they did here in Chicago with Laquan McDonald, like they did with Freddie Gray, or anybody else who's having a mental episode. You need somebody who's trained in human behavior to engage this person and disengage from physical and deadly force. Period. That's what you need. And if you're too stupid to realize that, then maybe you need to go out there and get shots damn self. Oh, by the way, the gloves is off on the HRap show. No more nice guy. I'm not being nice. Political correctness is out the window. Won't be any disrespect, but I'm not going to play nice anymore either. So maybe you need to be hurt. Maybe you need to have somebody you love hurt. Maybe something like that needs to happen so you can open your eyes to this situation. Understand the tyranny that the police inject on our community is the way it was designed. The system does not need to be fixed. It needs to be eradicated and redone. I'm tired of hearing about how tough the police jobs are. You signed up for it. Being a stunt man is tough too. And I'm not going to be sad when a stunt man break his leg. Damn, that was crazy, man, but hey, that's what you signed up for. If an electrician gets electrocuted, if an electrician gets hurt, that's part of the job, period. That's just part of the course. That's just how it goes. Sorry. If you're a doctor and you get a cold, it sucks. I don't want you to get COVID. And if you get COVID saving somebody, I'm definitely going to have some empathy for you. But if you're a cop and you're in a sticky situation, hey, man, that's the way to life. That's the way the cookie crumbles, bro. That's the way. You signed up for a dangerous job. You signed up for a dangerous job. Period. That's just the way it's going. Sorry. I don't want anything to happen to any quote unquote good cops. I don't want anybody hurt. I don't want that. But if it happens, if you're a good guy, we gonna mourn you. If you're a bad guy, hey man, it is what it is. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, simply go to Netflix, watch this docuseries called Trial 4. You know, I keep hearing about all these good cops and how we don't understand. Well, you know what? I never hear about, if you don't want me and my community to look at the police force the way y'all look at us, but don't look at us that way. Because when you come into our neighborhood, we got to get these people in order, because we have to let these people know that we're not having this. We're here for long. We're here to fix it. Okay. If all of us are bad, all of y'all are bad. Don't ask me to cry you a river when one of the bad people, don't ask me to dissect y'all into the section, the good apple, bad apple, this apple, that apple. We not doing that. Now, if you want to treat us like human beings, we'll treat y'all like good cops. If you don't want to do it, if we can't get the benefit of the doubt, there will be no benefit extended to you either. Period. That's it. That's all. It's over. Full stop. I'm through talking about it, because there needs to be a changing of the guard. They need to be pulled out. They need to be redistributed, new people in new positions, and their psychological tests. There's a lot of things that you can do to weed out these bad apples, so to speak. Get these people some early retirement. Give them that retirement with full benefits. Just get them the fuck off the street, because at some point, folks that look like me at some point gonna get tired of this, and then a lot of other people gonna get hurt. So you can't keep inflicting pain, inflicting tyranny, inflicting dismay on a community, and then they just keep going, well, boss, I hope you change. You need to do something to help us out. No, they gonna start fighting back, and it's more us than them. Another thing I'm gonna dispel right now is this minority myth. People who are descendants from the enslaved Africans of North America are not the minority in America. Newsflash. People who are descendants of the enslaved Africans of North America are not the minority in the United States of America. The reason they categorize you as a minority is because every time their numbers get low, somebody else becomes white. Go back 100 years, no Jews, no Italians, no niggas, no dogs. What's the sign? Their numbers got low, and Italians became white, or Jews became white. I don't know which one came first. Their numbers got low again, and then both groups were blended into white. But if you break this down by country of origin, and you stand them up next to descendants of people who were Africans who were enslaved, there's 45 million of us in this country. It's not 45 million Irish. It's not 45 million French. Not 45 million Greeks, so forth and so on. So, if you want to play the culture game with me, what you can do is say how many of you it is, how many of us. Why do you believe that every election they coming for us? If the black people vote for us, we can be cool. If I get this many black people and these bigots, then we can be cool. You're not a minority. So it is a game. And we are about to start winning this game with unity, education, and empowerment. We're going to stop this backbiting and this Carl Thomas emotional behavior by my brothers. And we're not going to buy into this white supremacist ideology that puts women beneath us. Okay? We're done with that right now. Because it's one thing about this whole get down. Your theology affects your sociology, and that affects your society. Here's the explanation to that. Your theology. The theology that is taught by and large here in North America or the United States of America is Christianity. And in the form of Christianity that is taught here in the United States of America, God is a man. God is a white man. Right? Okay, you go into black churches, white churches. God is a white man. So who does that put closest to God? A white male. Now, who at the other end of that spectrum, what is the total opposite of a white man? It's not a black man. It's a black woman. The sisters is always complaining that they feel unprotected and disrespected. Because in this social experiment called the United States of America, they are at the bottom because they are diametrically opposed to the white man. Why is it the sister, you ask? It's the sister because she creates this black man that will fight for, or who's supposed to fight for her and populate the earth. And that sister can get rid of that demigod. Your theology affects your anthropology and it affects your sociology. That's what's going on in this situation. Your theology, which is worshiping this white God, affecting your anthropology, which a woman creates the universe. You cannot have nobody else on this globe without women, and it affects your sociology. You must destroy her mentally, emotionally, and physically, so there will be no more HRaps in the world to protect her, and then she has to succumb to the foolishness. There it is. That's why you have to not fall for this divide and conquer, these folks on my neck, and then, no disrespect, these broads getting on my damn nerves because you done bought into the nonsense. You done bought into the theology. And it is affecting your anthropology, and it also trickles down to your society. So, if you see somebody out here, you want to continue to run that nonsense, you are welcome to do it, but you are part of the problem at that point, not part of the solution. I'm going to read some of this chat. My man Ray the Care said you are hitting on some great points. I have so many opinions about this. It's crazy, the subject. Thank you for going down this road. Not a problem. You are welcome, Ray the Care. You are welcome. You are so welcome. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being a part of the show. Not only did you sign up and took the oath of the Constitution of the United States and your state's Constitution to uphold the law and righteousness. Thank you, Ptah. Thank you. And for those who don't know, man, Ptah has named himself after a great teacher in Egyptian lore. So that's what that name Ptah means, man. It's a teacher. It's an Egyptian teacher. And me and this brother have sat down for hours on end, building, sharing, disagreeing sometimes, but it's never been a disagreement that was disagreeable. Me and this brother have sat down and argued and cussed and fought for hours on end. And then sipped a couple beers, and him and my family, the man is family to me. So that's how the good brother Ptah come to the show. Thank you for always engaging. Black people all over the earth are not minorities. That's trick knowledge. Exactly. We are the global majority. Period. Point blank. Period. That's the end of it. So, but back to the point, man. Thank y'all. Thank all of y'all for participating. It's always a pleasure to read your comments. And now, Ptah, usually I have the line open, man, but I can't really. I got a lot to talk about, and I got a haircut appointment, man. I'm running around here looking like Grizzly Adams, man. I got some good advice. She's gonna bust me in the head on that haircut, man. But thank you. Now, the thing is, as I was saying about the defunding the police, you got dumbass municipalities all over the country asking cops to take a cut and pay. I think it's Houston in which they had the first chief of police, and then they asked her to take half the salary. That is not what we're talking about. Again, this is raw, buck naked stupidity. This is raw, butt naked stupidity. I ain't trying to hear this, man. And another thing is this. The reason I'm not trying to hear is because there are far too many people on the Sean Hannitys, the fucker Carlson. Shout out to Karen Hunter, Dr. Greg Carr. And the Ann Coulters of the world, they try to use trickery, wizardry, and bullshittery. Excuse me, Reverend Dodd. Excuse me, Reverend Daniels. You know, my pastors be listening, so I'm trying to cut down on the profane. And my man Ray Kev is a man of God too, so I'm trying to respect all of them, man. Excuse me, but y'all understand the colorful language. But they use this trickery and wizardry and an attempt to confuse the topics, and then you're talking about making the world safer, and then they want to get you into a conversation about an individual act. That's not the conversation, and that's what we have to learn to do. Engage in conversation, but stay on the path. If you don't understand what I'm saying, if you are a sports fan, turn on the Skip and Shannon show any day of the week. They could be talking about any topic under the sun, and when Skip gets cornered, he waits till one word is out of order and tries to derail the conversation about that one word. That's what Carlson and Coulter and Hannity and those people try to do. Taking you away from the point at large, never addressing the ineptitudes of the system. So, for all those who keep saying, hey man, this is BS, man, the system don't work, it ain't for us. It's not for us. But you know what? The United States of America wasn't for us, and look at it. As you heard at the top of the show, without us, there is no this. So don't allow people to take what is yours from what is rightfully yours from you by having you disengage, because our ancestors took over. Hey, at the end of Reconstruction, you had black senators, people in the House of Representatives, and things of that nature, and they came through and killed some of the brothers. Nobody ever paid for that crime, but we're stronger. We're a stronger nation. We have our feet up under us as a community now, as a culture now. So anybody who comes through with that nonsense and that foolishness will be met with equal and opposite force. We didn't have the ability then. So when they selling this propagandized nonsensical ideas about the Proud Boys and these monkey boys who talking about what they gonna do, you ain't gonna do a damn thing in Chicago, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New York, New Jersey, Baltimore, DC, Richmond, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando, or any other major municipality throughout the United Los Angeles, Houston, Dallas, wherever we at, Detroit, Cleveland, Milwaukee, you're not pulling it there. Now, if we in a little bitty town, Hoboken, bumblefuck, whatever, but guess what? That's why we need to come together, because in the event that some of the Proud Boys pull it, we need to have a truckload of brothers, a couple SUVs full of brothers that ride down and be like, is it a problem? See, just like they got the Proud Boys, maybe we need to come up with the Black Proud Boys. You know, we ain't here. Hey, we need somebody who living in the smoke section. They want to smoke. Like them brothers, shout out to them brothers, that black arms group that showed up in Atlanta, that showed up in Michigan, that showed up in Kentucky for Breonna, rest in peace, ancestor. They said, hey, we ain't having none of that. See, people are used to that old trope, man, black folks be cowering. That's a lie too, because if you continue to listen to my show, at the top of every show and at the bottom of every show, I'm gonna do some wellness, health and wellness. I'm gonna do some black history, and at the bottom of the show, I'm gonna do some more black history. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, man, Get that out your mind that your ancestors were cowards and cowered away. Look, there were over 3,600 slave revolts, 3,600 that you, as an educated person, did not know about. So, keep listening to your man rap. Invest in your friends and family. Tell your friends and family to invest in the show, because I'm telling you, I'm going to empower us 1 week at a time. And I'm gonna do, like I said, I got this Living Black History. I got my man Microwave to commit to it. I'm doing a couple interviews this week. Once I get 12, I'm gonna start releasing them. Letting you hear people's story. I'm gonna get some seniors. I'm gonna get some people my age. I'm gonna get some gangbangers, some drug addicts. It is going to be a living history right here on Built for This Network. We doing it, man. We doing it. But back to the subject at hand. We must stop believing you can no longer allow somebody who don't like you to educate you. I'm going to say that twice. Listen to that. Suck that in. You can no longer allow someone who doesn't like you to educate you. The indoctrination called public school, universities, and private schools in the United States of America, you need that to, because some of us are not entrepreneurial. And that's cool, man. If you don't ever own your own business, you just want to get up, bust your back, make you some money, save you some money, retire, get you some property, do whatever you're going to do, invest in the stock market, and live the live long day. God bless you. God bless you. But it's some of us out here that want to own something. They want to run your own thing. And that's what we're going to do here too. We're going to embrace you on either end. Sister Shelley said, I always say them Proud Boys ain't coming to the metro areas trying to pull none of that crazy stuff. Y'all started a group called the Down Brothers to match them. Shout out to Shelly Q. That's what we talking about. We ain't for that, man. If you want to pull it. And another thing, man, before I'm on that topic, I'm gonna need y'all to throw away all those stupid ass shirts that say we ain't our ancestors sign these hands. You damn right, most of you dummies not your ancestors. Because if you understood what your ancestors went through, you understand that they had guns, they ain't had no hands. For example, the ancestor Medgar Evers was shot from 2 blocks away. 2 blocks away, because them people knew he was former military and he kept that missile on him. So if you run up on him, you might get them hands put on you, and you might take these bullets along with that. He wasn't your average cat. So understand that, man. Understand who you talking about sign these hands. You damn fools, man. Y'all need to burn them shirts. It's disrespectful to your ancestors. It's actually disrespectful to everybody who looks like you, because you calling your ancestors a bunch of cowards. Back to this topic at hand, man. So, again, your theology affects your anthropology, and it affects your society. If you're not here to protect, if you're going to believe in what you believe in, understand, when you go into some of these churches, you got a brother on the wall on the cross. And I'm not telling you who and what to believe in, but I'm just telling you how it's designed here. That affects your anthropology, because then if the theology tells you that the white man is God, then that makes him the ruler of the roost, which makes it okay for him to treat you less than human and treat your woman who is diametrically opposed to him, because every time she has one of these black babies, that is a chink into his armor, So that affects your society. So that's why black women make less money. That's why black women are disrespected. That's why black women are on the bottom of the food chain. So you ain't got to take it from rap. All you got to do is walk up to your woman or your sister or your mama or your aunt or whatever and ask them how much you make. Turn to your uncle who's equivalent to age, equivalent of capabilities, and I bet you he made more money than her. Making her feel less than, making her rebel, making her basically, at this point in the world, though, the most powerful person on the earth today. Her sisters in the United States of America have more education. They start more businesses. They got the power. So you better hitch your wagon to a good person, and then she will empower you. I am living proof. Period. Now, I need people to stop this farce called eradicate racism. I'm going to say that again too. Eradicating racism is a farce. Because, like people, I remember 12 years ago, when Barack Obama got elected, people started saying, this is a post-racial America. You know when there's going to be a post-racial America? When you can do away with those laws that say you got to treat black people right. How can you legislate righteousness into a person's soul? If I have to make a law so a brother won't get shot, stabbed, harassed, or what have you, that means we know you're not going to do right, so we going to make it illegal for you to do wrong. Racism is going to leave the day after people stop lying and stealing. There it is. When they stop lying and they stop stealing, racism is going to leave right after that. So go on with this nonsense about racism. Hey man, see, we're going to have to do this. And then when we do that, then we're going to be treated fair. You're going to be treated fair when people start, and follow me with this. When you start, you know when people get treated fair? When you leave your kid in the sandbox long enough. That sounds crazy, don't it? The reason a lot of us are fair people is because they left us in the sandbox. What does that mean? When you were a kid playing in the sandlot or the play lot or wherever you played, cut a kid in line, you were getting popped. You disrespect the kid, the other kids might push on you. If you didn't share, you getting whooped. Every once in a while, some doofus broke a bottle or something in the sand, so you had to be careful about where you went. The sandbox teaches you these things in life. And all those of us who played in the playground a lot when we were kids, we not bullies. We treat people with respect. We know how to share. You know how to wait your turn. All of that. You rarely see a fight in the sandlot. And when you see a fight where little kids are, it's because one of the little kids stepped out of line. Your president, they took him out the sandbox at birth. He never sat in there. People like Bill Gates, these entitled people, you can tell they never played with a bunch of kids. Because if you mistreat a kid, he's gonna hit you. You don't have to teach a kid that. And when it's his turn, he needs his turn, or it's gonna be something gonna happen to you. They might throw a temper tantrum and throw something at you. All right, it's your turn. If you are a fair and a righteous person, you've all had that happen to you. It's my turn. You just had a turn. No, you didn't. Pow! He hit me. Why? I don't know. Why you hit him? Because he took my turn. Why you take his turn? It's kids, man. If you take a kid out the sandbox too soon, or you create these everybody get a trophy rules, then see, that's why these everybody get a trophy participation trophies, they don't teach you balance in life because you think you're entitled to the reward. No, you must work hard, be efficient, and be the best, or do your best to be the best, and then you'll be rewarded at that. And if you are not good enough to be rewarded at that, there's something you're good at, and you'll be rewarded for that. The sandbox teaches you that. You don't know how to build castles. Everybody gonna praise the little boy or little girl who can build a castle. If yours look horrible, yours suck. Kids ain't got no filter, but these are things you're taught as a little person. Nobody teaches kids about fair. And if you break ranks, a kid will punish you. You don't teach that. That's the society of young people. And when you give everybody a trophy, and when you don't get one, you sue the government and make a recount. How about that? See what I'm saying? When you don't have the ability to excel and prevail, you use racism, you use white supremacy to even the playing field. How about that? Black people ain't smart enough to be linebackers. Black people ain't smart enough to be quarterbacks. Black people ain't smart enough to be offensive linemen. Dwight Stevenson, one of the best offensive linemen. Warren Moon, one of the best quarterbacks. Bob Lanier, Ray Lewis, Mike Singletary, some of the best linebackers. You see what I'm saying? Every time you are afforded an opportunity, you excel and prevail. When everything is even, you excel. And other people get opportunities to excel. But that's why racism will never stop. Because more and more we taking our kids out the sandbox, metaphorically. They don't understand competition breeds excellence. And if you don't understand competition breeds excellence, then you find yourself in a bad situation. That's why this slogan, Make America Great Again, came about. Because they understood, the people who came up with that slogan understood that if we allow them to compete, they'll beat us. And when they understood that, they understood we have to set up parameters to prevent them. Now, what these ignorant ass people who are on their team don't realize, to Make America Great Again is a lie in itself, because it's teaching young, poor, disenfranchised whites that Latinos, Asians, and the brothers and sisters took their slot. Not that these rich people don't want your ass to have nothing either. So you create a nation filled with hate, feeling like they're disenfranchised. And the truth is, the people in power are the ones who disenfranchised you and screwed you over. And now you're mad at everybody else, and you're mad at me and my folks. And then you teach them that we're inferior, we're less than human, and things of that nature. It goes back to, again, your theology. It predicts your anthropology, and that affects your society. Because your theology makes you God. And God said every human is treated fair. So now your anthropology tells you that black people, you teach your anthropology, that affects your anthropology. So if you follow the word of God, which you don't, you will understand that, hey, black people are not human. So now we can mistreat them, and then, bam, the whole United States of America system has crumbled right in front of you, has been built right in front of you. Make America great again, because you get the dumb, poor, disenfranchised people who look like them to believe that you took their slot when all you did was compete and overcome a boatload of obstacles. And because they've never been in the sandbox and had to compete and had to share, they can't deal. And now you got the figurehead, Barack Obama, the ancestor, Harold Washington, Andrew Young, so forth and so on, made it to the top in spite of these rules and regulations that you set up. Great ancestor Dr. King, the great ancestor Malcolm X, and so forth and so on. And they continue to overcome. And now, what we do, we create this falsehood that they took your slot. That's supposed to be your slot, and now you mad for nothing with your dumb ass. How about that? Life is easy now, man. Life is easy as hell when you realize what you're up against. These are things that you must keep in mind when you are being propagandized by things like black on black crime, black people are lazy, black people. We perpetuate some of the stereotypes. Black people don't know how to work together. It's amazing, but last time I checked, most black people get their hair cut and women get their hair done by a sister. Last time I checked, if you want something that's ethnic, what we consider ethnic food or soul food, you do not go to other areas to get it. You get it from your folks. When you go to party, by and large, we party with each other. Maybe one or two jackasses show up. But if you went to other joints and watched other cultures, it's one or two jackasses there too. We are not worse than anyone on the face of the earth, but we just get it reported more. Period. Exactly. Exactly. Not mad for no reason, but directing their anger towards the wrong person. Shout out to Shelly Q. That is exactly what I'm speaking about. Thank you. Misdirected anger, misdirected dismay, misdirected disenfranchisement. How do you get mad at somebody who is equally oppressed for oppressing you? Because you believe in a system that hates you. Again, theology, anthropology, society. It would never change, because as long as you believe that these people will, well, as long as you continue to believe, are they going to do right eventually? No, they are not. To quote the great Kwame Ture, a.k.a. Stokely Carmichael, the only mistake that Dr. King made that was believing his oppressor would have the mental capacity to change. Now, I'm going to do something I said I wasn't going to ever do. I'm going to do it just one time. I'm not saying everybody that don't look like you is bad, and I'm not saying that everybody that looks like you is good. Because, sometimes we got people who listening in the slow section, and you have to put that disclaimer out there. But you have to understand that, man. Because just because you look like me don't mean you ain't fighting for white supremacy. Sister, last name begins with an O. Brother Whitlock and other people like that. And just because you look like the other cultures don't mean that they ain't working for you, Miss Jane. What's her name? Jane Elliott and other people like that. It's good people on both sides, and it's dumbass bad people on both sides. But by and large, I'm rooting for my team. I keep telling y'all that. I ain't got no, I got one team, man. My team, and then everybody else, you can get a jersey, so you get a practice jersey. So, I'm cool with that. Now, the biggest thing and the most important thing today I want to talk about is this COVID-19. COVID-19 has a lot of people fighting each other. And for what, I don't know. You mad because COVID-19 is this, you mad because COVID-19 is that, and I don't believe this, and I don't believe that. They cooking the books, and this, that, and the third. One thing I want to do is this. This COVID-19 thing, really none of us know what it is. If you're not a scientist, you don't know what the hell going on. You can have your theories about what's going on, but it's okay to disagree. It's okay to think this is some nonsense that they're just putting on us because they want to do this and do that. I get that. I'm one of those kinds of people. But I'm also the kind of person that can hear your opinion, respect your opinion. I will ask you to explain your opinion, explain why you have that stance, and then once you explain why you have that stance, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I still disagree, but at least I know where you're coming from. But when people totally dismiss other people's theories, it's really some nonsense, man. Like the young lady who played the sister in Black Panther. What was her name? Katrina Wright or something along those lines. I can't think of her name. I saw her on Twitter yesterday. Actually, it was the day before yesterday. She played T'Challa's sister. She said she's not sure about this vaccination thing. We need to be aware of this. I don't know what the hell's going on. This came about too fast. Yada, yada, yada. The same thing that most of us are saying. The exact same thing most of us are saying in our homes, talking to our friends, talking to our family members, talking to our significant others. Letitia Wright. Thank you, Rhonda. Shout out to Rhonda, man. Thank you for the assistance. See, that's a family, man. We ain't got no, this is not, y'all don't support me. Y'all the family, man. Y'all bench warmers. That's what it is. End of the bench warmers sit on the bench. So, Letitia Wright, she sat on the internet and said everything that we're thinking. And people call themselves canceling her. People yelled and screamed, accused her of a conspiracy, and then when she apologized, she didn't apologize for what she said. She said, look, well, she explained her point. Like, I'm not saying that this is fake. I'm just saying. And at the end of the day, it usually takes between 3 and 9 years for a vaccination to be approved. Now, there is an exception. When they call it an emergency approval, and it doesn't need FDA approval, and we've all seen the FDA call back things and say, oops, my bad. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, you just saying that because you're trying to keep your Hollywood job? Hey, man, drop dead with that nonsense. If you're too stupid to be leery about something that traditionally takes 3 to 9 years to be approved, and this was approved in 9 months, she not the one with the problem. You are. You damn fool. And at HRap_B, I sit in the smoking section. I would love to smoke. Because she shut down her Twitter page. I'm cussing out everybody that come at me sideways. Because that's who I am. I ain't got no career on the line. Ain't got no. But if you want some of this, I'm cussing out everybody. And I'm not putting the little at symbols and the little asterisks. I'm putting the word. And if you suspend me Twitter, so what? You better get them because I'm coming at it. But as a person of our community, you would have to be a goddamn fool not to be leery of this damn vaccine. Lest not forget 1933 to 1973. 40 years of placebos given to our folks when y'all knew penicillin was the cure. But y'all wanted to see how this thing affected us. But don't nobody want to talk about that. Don't nobody want to talk about that. It's just black people always complain. Black people be tripping. No, we don't be tripping. You experimented on me, my brothers and my sisters. Well, my brothers, my ancestors, from 1932, to 1972. And you want me to say, well, 48 years later, I can trust y'all. I'm not going to trust you 48,000 centuries from now. Because guess what? 40 years ago, your president, and I'm going to get on that in a minute because I'm cussing somebody out. If you're listening, you get me. I hope you're listening. And you know my phone number, and you can get some in person too. 40 years ago, the president put crack and AIDS in our community. The Iran-Contra situation. 30 years ago, the president locked up our folks on some souped up charges. So why would we trust anything coming out of this guy? Now, I was listening to the Karen Hunter show. Shout out to Professor Hunter. And Professor Hunter had this doctor on there, and the doctor was talking about how this vaccination thing might be is she said it is safe. She's part of the test. She became part of the test because her sister contracted and her father died. So she said, I'm gonna jump out and be a part of the testing to get this out to the world, which is admirable. HRap ain't that admirable. Ain't gonna do it. But she's in the 3rd round of testing. And she said the first test made her fatigue. The second one, she was like, hey, well, yada, yada, yada. And now it's work. It seems it made work. The only issue I had with this was this. And this is a major issue with this. It's 2 things. First of all, she brought to our attention that the reason it usually takes 3 to 9 years to come up with something like this is because the drug companies are trying to figure out how they can make money off this. They don't have something, but they got to twist and turn and figure out how they can pimp the system so they can pimp us to make sure we're still alive. But in this case, the government said, here's a boatload of money. Get it done. So they came out with it, and now it looks as if it's going to work. My issues is this. Y'all playing with our damn futures and for the money, and y'all got the money, so it's cool. And the second thing is it a cure to AIDS out there? Is it a cure to a lot of other things out there? Y'all just playing in y'all ass to get paid for it? That's all I'm asking. Because if you could come up with something in 9 months, because now you already have the money, you've been insured that you're going to get the money that you were supposed to get off something like this, why in the hell are y'all playing with people like this, man? And then the most important thing is this. This is something I was just thinking about today. We live in a country that has the most powerful military on earth. Thank you, Shelly. We live in a country that has the most powerful military on earth. You heard about COVID being hit in the military, in the prisons, in all the communities throughout the United States and the world. You haven't heard about COVID hitting the military. Now, I have from a good source. Before anthrax became a big thing, the people in the military took a shot for anthrax. 2, maybe 3 years before anthrax became a big thing. They still recruit. You go to a recruiting office today and sign up. They still doing basic training. Why ain't we hearing about this in the military? Because maybe, just maybe, this cure was given to our soldiers, them young men and those young women, trying to evade poverty by using the United States military. It was once said that the draft is over, but it ain't over for poor people in this country. It ain't over for poor people in this country. Because if you're trying to escape poverty and you go to the military and then you give up the rights to your body because they can inject you with anything they want and not be held liable. That's why once you get out the military 4 years later, you got medical aid for the rest of your life. They don't give away nothing in this country in 4 years for the rest of your life. You can live in the perpetuity. You can live to be 90 years old. You can still go to the VA. You might not want to do it. You might be in there for the rest of your life. You might be in there about 85 of those 90 years, but hey, you know what I mean. So, is that something? Is that something that's going on? Did they get to the boys with the pistols on the boats, the guns on the boats, and then they saw it work, and then they crashed SW, them brothers and sisters? Then came out here and gave it to us. So, the sister has the right to disagree. Why is it that when you challenge something, which y'all always talking about, you have the right to do something. When you challenge status quo and you look like me, it's a problem. But when you challenge status quo, you look like somebody else, you're a hero. Colin Kaepernick, late great ancestor Muhammad Ali, and others were the dregs of humanity. 20 years later, I love you. No. I just want y'all to pay attention to what's going on, man. Enough of this bickering about nothing. Enough of this foolish thought about ending racism. Because you're not. It's not going to end. Enough of reading propaganda about your folks and buying into it. Because it's amazing to me that I sit back and I watch people argue that the media is out to get you. In one breath, they take a deep breath and then tell you about black on black crime. That is something that you got from the media. I'm going to wrap up the show right now because I'm not trying to have this bush on my face. But I got one person to address. One of my classmates from high school. This person is a staunch Trump supporter. She supports the show. I don't give a damn if you support Donald Trump. Hey, man, do your thing, man. You can support David Duke if you like. But what you're not going to do is continue to. My man RC said they love Ali when he lost his ability to speak, but they hated him when he could talk. Shout out to RC. That is an exact fact. I got another one for you, brother RC. They love our rhythm. They love our rhythm, and they hate our blues. There it is. But back to this lady, Willie. Willie, you know I'm talking to you, Willie. You're a cool person. You know, you support Trump. That's your business. But what you're not going to do is spread no propaganda. You're going to stop this propaganda. If you want to support that man, that's cool. If you think Donald Trump is the greatest president in the world, hey, man, butterfly in, man. Do your thing. You can get out here and boogie if you want to. But what you're not going to do is post that picture without me commenting on it. And I did. I rarely comment on people's stuff because I actually be wanting to say, man, blah, 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 right? But she posted this picture, and I'm going to debunk this right now because a lot of y'all believe this too. She put the 3 best presidents in the United States of America, had a picture of Donald J. Trump, Ronald Wilson Reagan, and that farce of an emancipator called Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was no friend of the black man or woman. I'm here to tell you that. Abraham Lincoln was not your friend. Abraham Lincoln hated you. Abraham Lincoln emancipated, first and foremost, the Emancipation Proclamation freed enslaved people in the South. That is like Joe Biden and Donald Trump telling the people in Mexico, y'all got next Friday off work. Don't worry about it. If you're in the midst of a civil war and the people you're fighting against, you have no rule. Until you win that war, you have no rule over those people. At that point, the southern part of the country was not part of the United States of America. That might as well have been North and South Korea. So when he signed that Emancipation Proclamation freeing the enslaved ancestors in the South, he had no right to do that. 2, he fought tooth and nail in order to emancipate us and them, our ancestors in the North and the South. He was totally against it. He literally is quoted saying, "There's slavery may be wrong, but the black man and woman will never be equal to us." Part of the Emancipation Proclamation was money set aside to pay for people who were enslaved up to $300 per enslaved person. And there was also money allocated in that same bill to send your black ass ancestors back to Africa. So he said we will never be equal, we don't have the capability, and we cannot share this land together. So do not allow anybody else on the face of this earth to tell you that Abraham Lincoln did anything good for the brothers and the sisters, our ancestors. Second and most important, when he signed that Emancipation Proclamation, he did not give you the right to bear arms in the midst of a military war. 6 months before the war ended, he gave our ancestors the ability to bear arms, and the rest is history. The reason I'm bringing this up is your ancestors, your grandparents, great uncles, great aunts freed themselves. And without them, you may be attempting to escape slavery right now. Understand that. Abraham Lincoln didn't do nothing for the black man and woman. He did what he had to do to save this country. And the only way he could save this country is to let the ancestors of the Ashantis and the Zulus that are here in North America do their thing and destroy his enemies. So I don't want to hear about nothing good about Abraham Lincoln. That's why the president can say with impunity, I've done more for black people than anybody outside of Abraham Lincoln. Nothing. He was right. Because if he gave a black man $1, he beat Abraham Lincoln. So with that being said, stop with your propaganda and do me a favor. Going forward, take a page out of my late great mother's book. Make the middle of your house a library. That would mean learning is the center of the universe of your house. If you walk in my mom's living room, she had like 4 bookcases. She had 4 sets of encyclopedia, 2 on both sides, a red book, a brown book, a gray book, and a blue book of encyclopedias. And anytime you needed something, she would say, go look it up. That forced me to look in these books I want to look for information. I messed around and picked up the D encyclopedia. It was dogs. I wanted a dog, and I read everything I could about dogs and stumbled upon something else that I liked. But that made the center of our house, the learning center. The center of our universe was learning. So when you have grandkids, when you have nieces and nephews over, neighbors, or whatever, make the center of your house where the kids learn, because the kids spend the most time in the center of the house. That's where the TV is. Well, that's where the big good TV is outside your parents. They think they had a good TV in their room. They never let you in there and let you get out. But that's where the best TV was. That's where the encyclopedias were. And that's where the learning took place. So what you do is do the same thing. I beg you to replicate my mom's formula. Kitchen to the left, living quarters to the right, center of the house was the learning center. That's where you spend most of your time. So put your kids in that same situation. The computer is right in the middle. You can Google anything. You can get information right there in the center. If you have an argument about sports, you can jump on the computer and learn something. If you have an argument about history, you can jump on the computer and learn something. It's in the center of your house. There's a lot of people that do that, man. I'm passing that along to y'all. I really want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. Ready to be on tomorrow afternoon. D-Gray gonna be on tomorrow night. Rocker will be on Monday morning. Me and Knox Monday afternoon, evening. Red Beauty at night. Gigi and Mandelion in the evening. Gigi and Mandelion at night. D-Gray in the afternoon. Deacon Dale in the evening on Wednesday. Big Illinois and the crew will be on Wednesday evening. DJ Mad Knox in the afternoon. Oh, excuse me. Chief Rocco in the morning. DJ Mad Knox in the afternoon. Me and D Great in the evening. Microwave Monday. Forgot Microwave on Tuesday morning. Sorry, Microwave. Knox in the evening. Big Illinois at night. Lisa Dukes, Deacon Dale in the afternoon. Me back in the evening. Me and the homie, me and my brother, Big Illinois, we working on some things. I don't know if we doing it tonight or not. He ain't said nothing, so I ain't gonna say it tonight. Nope, we ain't doing it tonight. But we working on some things, man. It's gonna be fun. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start having fun on here. We're gonna be informative. We're gonna make this shit work, man, because we need it. At the end of the day, we need it, man. I want to salute all of y'all for tuning in. Please share this show. I think it's important information. I'm going to continue to do this. Remember, I got my next show coming along, Rapping with HRap. It's a living history. I'm gonna be a jolly. I can't be a doma because I ain't that efficient. If you don't understand what a jolly and a doma is, a doma translates to blood flow. It pushes things through. Shout out to Dr. Greg Koff for teaching me this, man. Karen Hunter as well. But I'm a jolly. A doma is a griot, a person who tells the exact history to the letter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. A jolly is the same kind of person, but he gives you the history as a motivational tool, and he tells it as loosely as possible to continue to engage. So, I'm going to be a jolly. I'm going to give you a living history of our community spoken through the mouths of our elders, people that's my age, people that's younger than me, and, people from all walks of life. If you have a story to tell, reach out to me on Instagram at HRap_B, at Facebook at Instagram and Twitter at HRap_B, and then get at me on Facebook, Brian D. Use the D as you ain't gonna find me. You don't use D, you're not gonna find me. Brian D. Williams. Or just, reach out to Built for This Network or whatever, man. I'm trying to get as many stories as possible. When I get 12, I release my first one. It gives me 12 weeks to get 12 more subjects. I'm up to maybe 8. I need 4 more people, or as many people as we got. And then we just release. I'm going to release them. There's going to be a lot of information. Some of them going to be fun. Razzcast was fun. Sauce Money is supposed to hit me up, but we're going to see what we're going to do this throughout the week. Once I get 12, I release them, and then I got 12 weeks to get 12 more, and then 12 weeks to get 12 more. And we are going to build a living history of our community. I prefer seniors, but if you know somebody like the brother Microwave said they tried to give him 22 life sentences. We need to hear that story. Why we need to hear that? Because he's a part of our community. His story needs to be told. He needs to get it off his soul. So, with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in to Built for This Network. I am HRap B. This is the End of the Bench podcast, Build and Destroy segment. 2 fingers, 1 word. Shout out to the ancestor, Combat Jack, the Power Father. He inspires me every day to do shows like this. And I always quote him, which is dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams, because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor surround sound. Listen to this last history fact. It's your man HRap, 2 fingers, 1 word, and I am out.
I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. Welcome to the Black Excellence and Abundance Channel. What would the world be like without black inventors? Joseph Richard Nigerian Winters, born August 29, 1816, was an African-American abolitionist and inventor who on May 16, 1882, received U.S. patent number 258186 for a fire escape ladder that could be affixed to buildings. Previously, he had received U.S. patent number 203517 for a wagon-mounted fire escape ladder. And in April of 1879, he received U.S. patent number 214224 for an improvement on the ladder. Winters' ladder replaced the wooden ladder with a metal frame and parallel steps. Winters' innovation was utilized by the Chambersburg, Pennsylvania Fire Department, who mounted the ladder on a horse-drawn wagon. Joseph R. Winters was born in Leesburg, Virginia, to an African-American brickmaker and a Shawnee Indian mother, who was the daughter of a noted herbalist and medical practitioner called the Indian Doctor Woman. The family relocated to Chambersburg, Pennsylvania around 1840. Joseph Winters worked as a farmer and later as a mechanic for the Cumberland Valley Railroad. He was a noted fisherman and hunter. Black and white residents long remembered him for his great nature, knowledge, and skills, especially in fishing and fly making. He was also a poet and lyricist who composed a song supporting the 1900 presidential campaign of William Jennings Bryan, as well as another song entitled 10 Days After the Battle of Gettysburg. He also wrote an autobiography with the same title. During the time Winters lived in Chambersburg, he was active in the Underground Railroad. It has been said that it was Winters who arranged the famous meeting between Frederick Douglass and John Brown before the latter's abortive attempt to take the federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry in 1859. It has to be noted that his invention has saved countless lives and is still saving lives to this very day. His patent number 186 for a fire escape ladder could be affixed to buildings, particularly in major cities, and really all around the world. His innovation has had a major influence on buildings in the 19th, 20th, and 21st century.
These are yet two other great inventions by black men that do not get the credit that we deserve. These innovations and inventions have saved countless lives, and we owe a debt of gratitude to Mr. Joseph Winters for his contribution to our society. Thank you, Mr. Winter, and may God bless you and your family for all eternity. The Black Excellence and Abundance Channel, where Black history is every day. Thanks for watching.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, thou art rich.
We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.